Hello world, my name is Tim Roswick, and today I want to talk about why you should let yourself be a beginner. That sounds crazy, I know. Let me explain. When I started out in game development, and I think the same thing happened when I started out in video, when I started out in HTML and websites and all this other stuff, I wanted to be a pro. And by doing that, I didn't want to show people the crappy stuff that I was making. I did want to show people because I wanted like the good job, you know, but like I didn't want to show people because like I didn't think it was all that great. But it's interesting how like if somebody starts a YouTube channel or they start these things, they want to start out being an expert. And so they go through all this trouble to buy all this equipment. They go through all this trouble to like do all the stuff and buy the expensive microphones, and in game dev it's like buy all the assets and like learn all the stuff and watch all the tutorials. And the problem with that is most of the time what it ends up doing is overwhelming you. So now you're a beginner, you don't know what you don't know, and you're overwhelmed because 10,000 people are telling you 10,000 different things from 10,000 different places all over the internet, and you don't know what to do. And that's a problem. The people that have the most success, I think, are the ones that'll sit down and take a course and just take that course and make that game and just do the thing. That'll sit down and say, I want to make Pong, and just make that thing, right? What do most people do? I'm like, oh, maybe most people need to make Pong first. Not me. I want to make my MMORPG, okay? Most people need Pong, but listen, I got this. And then they skip over those steps thinking that, nah. You know what most people do in a game when there's a difficulty? It's interesting. Nobody wants to put it on easy. There's a stigma that comes with putting your game on easy, right? It starts on normal. Why would you change to easy? That's who's that for, really? Some people do, sure, but most people, they're like, oh no, I don't need this on easy. So whatever the default game mode is, what you name it is important, right? Because most people don't want to be a beginner. They don't want to go through the process of beginning. They skip the tutorial, right? And then they're like, this game sucks, I don't know how to play this game. But you skip the tutorial. Same thing with game dev, same thing with art, same thing with life. It's crazy to me that, and I'm not just saying people like others, because I've done this myself. So I think it's crazy that humans, psychologically, we don't want, I mean, we're wired for instant gratification. I think that's clear, right? You want the gratification of being able to make something cool, but you don't want the pain and frustration and failure that comes with beginning, because when you begin something, you fail a lot. That's how you learn. You make a mistake, right? I just started playing XCOM. The first time I lost a soldier, I carried him to the exit because I was like, oh well, you know, he's knocked out. I gotta wake him up and bring him back with me. And then I found out he died. And I learned that XCOM has permadeath. I didn't know that. And I also feel insecure that I didn't know that. I feel like a guy with a game dev YouTube channel should know things like that. But I'm allowing myself to be a beginner at XCOM, okay? And you need to allow yourself to be a beginner at game dev. Not just in like going through the motions that other people go through, right? But allowing yourself to make bad shit. To make shitty games, right? This video also could have been titled, Why You Should Make Shitty Games. Because you should. You should intentionally try, especially if you're wired like me, to where you're hypersensitive of what people might say about your creations. What I did is I went after those things. Like, okay, I'm really, really, really scared of what people are going to say. That's the reason why Phalophobia took 4 years. The game's not a technical marvel. That game's not some crazy, amazing piece of game dev history. It's a fucking platformer with hearts. cool. I poured a lot of emotions into it, but that made it harder for me to take what people would say about it, right? And what I did during the process of Fatherphobia was I just made a bunch of crappy games. And I took it a step further. I did them live on stream, which terrified me, by the way, because making games that you don't think are good, but then making games that you don't think are good in front of a bunch of people when you're scared about what people are going to say is like the ultimate trial by fire. And ultimately, that's why I think I've gotten much, much better at game dev, because I'm willing to put myself in that uncomfortability, and I was willing to allow myself to be a beginner. Not at first. When I started my YouTube channel, I was coming back to game dev. So I had made a bunch of games and stuff. Well, I hadn't finished anything, but I messed around with game dev a bunch when I was a kid. And then I built a marketing company, did all that stuff in LA, and then I came back to game dev because I thought game dev wasn't something that I could do. But I didn't want to be a beginner. I didn't want, even if you look at some of my early YouTube videos, I felt like I had to pretend that I knew stuff, you know? Like, I thought that I had to pretend to be this person that like knew game dev. And like, if you see me now, or you watch my videos, or you end up on my Twitch stream, twitch.tv/TimRoswick, if you end up there, the comment I make all the time is, I don't know anything. The more I learned, the less I think that I know. And that's my approach to game dev now. It's like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but we're going to figure it out together. And that process of learning to become a beginner and embrace the fact that maybe you don't know what the fuck to do. Maybe you don't know how to make a fun game. Maybe you don't know how to make a perfect level or a perfect puzzle, right? Maybe you don't know better than that game designer that designed that game that you constantly complain about on the internet. Maybe you don't. And maybe that's okay. Maybe if you approach things from the perspective of, I don't know anything about this. Why don't I learn? You might learn something. You might learn way more than pretending like you already know, right? You might learn way more from the real feedback people give you when you make a shitty game, or from the real authentic relationships you make when you're honest and open with people, instead of pretending like you know what you're talking about. You might learn more from a question than you do from an opinion. And that's why you shouldn't try to be an expert. Embrace being a beginner. It's okay. It's fine. It's fun. You'll learn more that way. So, with that being said, I want to say thank you to the people that helped me embrace being a beginner, helped me learn all of this stuff. They help me every month keep doing what I do and make videos and give insights that I have. So I want to thank the patrons. If you want your name on this list, you can get it. All you got to do is go there, patreon.com/GameDevUnderground. And there's a lot of cool stuff there that you can learn from if you're a beginner. There's a lot of, if you're not a beginner, we have a whole community, but you can still embrace the fact that you might not know stuff. That's cool. Ever since I did that, I started learning a whole bunch more. Since I've taken the approach of everyone has something to teach me, I've learned way more than like I have something to teach others. So this YouTube channel is just going to turn into you guys give me stuff. Give me the knowledge, okay? Leave them in the comment section. My name is Tim Roswick. I will see you in the next video.